Hey guys, I'm FatBuddyCat, and this is a mini dirt track racer. The weather does not appear to be on my side, but it hasn't rained for a few hours, so this is as good a time as any to go out for a test ride. I was really hoping the sun would come out and dry the grass out a little. We're not so fortunate. I just took a couple laps and I got pretty wet. So I might be wiping the lens off from time to time. When you accelerate, you gotta ease into it. It just lifts right up in the front. When you're coming out of turns and you get on it, you really gotta be careful. But obviously, once the tire comes off the ground, you can't turn at all. Very smooth, very quick. Halfway up that straightaway, I can feel it starting to lift again. So, you got to be ready for that at all times. Clearance isn't too bad. I'll show you on the straightaway here. Again, we'll ease into the lack of traction and counter steer. An absolute blast. I don't feel the kickstand coming down, grabbing on me, so that's a positive. That was fun. While it lasted, it's starting to rain again. Let's get this thing back in the garage and check it out. I really don't think we did any damage at all. Alright, so that was about a 9-minute run time. We'll check up on the old petrol situation, and it's looking like we have about a half a tank left. This was completely full when we started this adventure, I kind of had a feeling we'd be sucking it down for the size tank that we're working with. If I can get 15 to 20 minutes, I'll be happy. Let's give it a quick roll. The belt's on there, so I'm not expecting any hot butter, but I don't hear the brake rotor rubbing either. Everything seems to be turning okay. Look over here. We should get the same result. Try it with the brake. That checks out. We could tighten this a little bit, but we have adjustment here, and I think we still have some down here too. Oh yeah, she's like new. Some of you may have noticed that I switched back to the EC short billet intake. The reason? Well, it's made up to the Wildcat WC22 carburetor. This side of the manifold that goes up against the carburetor is for a VM22. Notice all the extra cyborg meat on the lower portion of this manifold. That one being the same as the one that's on the mini bike. Well, that covers this extra hole right there on the VM22. It looks like a little gold ball is covering it up, usually plugged. If I wanted to really dedicate myself to this, I could make a metal adapter that goes between this manifold and the carburetor. So it would be like having this sandwiched in between the two. Obviously it wouldn't be that thick, but just a thought. Probably take a couple gaskets too. Could be done though. If we step back a little bit, I can show you what I look like on this mini bike, and it is super comfortable. Plenty of room to move around and get off and on the pegs easily, and the seat is an absolute game changer. I love it. It's kind of hard not to. The other more noticeable game changer is the extended wheelbase and improved ride quality. We added the suspension fork in the front with a 10-inch wheel and a 5/8 axle. It really smooths things out, and it even gives us a little bit of counterweight with all that steel. More importantly, it increased the distance from the center of the two axles. Out back, we're sitting on a 15 millimeter and a 14.5-inch knobby that currently has 6 to 8 pounds of pressure. Overall, it's very comfortable and forgiving, just as much as all that ground clearance we gained. When this Coker motocross tire is on the ground, it tracks extremely well. I didn't notice the 54-tooth sprocket making any contact, even going through that little wooded section. I would have expected maybe a stump or a stick or something to get up in here. The tensioner system is doing everything it should. The chain is dead nuts. If we get down here, we can take a gander at the condition of our idler wheel. And I can't say it's any worse than when I started, since it was a used unit. We'll keep an eye on that and make sure to have a replacement on deck. That 9 minutes doesn't include the testing and tuning that I had to do. If we incorporate that into the equation, we're looking at about an hour and a half. So I might be a little more impressed than you are. Hopefully things will dry out around here over the next couple days, and then we'll really see what this thing can do. Until then, well, we have a couple $40 engines to look at. And I don't mean $40 a piece. What do you think? We get a good deal? We'll have to stick around and find out. Because as always, it's a work in progress. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. I want you to stay. I want you to stay.